Hello, this is Devin Blackshear. I currently am in Egypt. I'm in Hurghada right now to be exact. But yesterday I got to actually go to the Giza pyramids where I was able to complete my assignment by speaking to some of the locals. In Egypt, there is more of a Arabic nation, which is kind of like engulfed in the Muslim culture, which I actually found out during my tour with my guide that the Egypt country itself is 80% Muslim and 20% Christian. Our guide was actually Christian, so when he was telling us about the comparisons of the different cultures, it was more or less along the lines of like the nation being completely different, and I got to experience like the language difference and the even the body language. Like their body language is very personal, as in they don't like, even when I first arrived getting to my Airbnb, the guy walked us across the street and he actually grabbed the back of my arm, and they do it as like a sign of like assistance. Where like in America we have like the follow me, they don't really do that. It's more like, and they love like saying stuff like my buddy, and they have like terms of endearment. Like everywhere you go, like if they see like a person of color or like me as a black man, like a lot of the terminology is they'll be like, I love brown sugar, which was very different for me hearing this. And I also got to touch on the gender rules that I actually got to experience, like coming through the airport. The women and men security are completely different. Like the men are even and the women are segregated when you go through customs for searches, because only women can search the women and only men can search the men. And it was so in depth that like some of the people that weren't accustomed to the culture were like lining up in both lines, and as they're coming through, they're telling them to like, you men this way, women this way. But that was very different. And it even gets into like the elders. There seems to be a higher regard for the men, where like in America, I'm used to the younger generation assisting the older women more so. But here, last night, we went to a dinner cruise, and walking up these steep stairs to get away from the boat or the cruise, there was more like younger men helping their elderly fathers or grandfathers, and you had like the older women helping the older women more so. So it was kind of like a different idea of like the respect balance, or like the expectation, where you generally see older women in America being more assisted. In Egypt, more of the older men are assisted. And then this gets into like the topic of like the whole community, like the poverty, like coming from America. I guess, you know, we on a tour, so you see as like, even as we're riding on our ATVs or riding in camels, like there's kids selling little knickknacks and relics, and pretty much not begging, but like asking. Like they'll even know like if we don't speak Arabic, like they'll just to their mouth for food and like money. And like I was giving as much as I could, but like our tourist then was telling some of the kids like no. But like the poverty is so different. Very, as in America, people usually also stand on a corner and maybe what they call panhandle. Here they actually provide services. Like as soon as we got out of the airport, there was like someone trying to take our bags for us, take us to a car, ask for, and everything is like tip, 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 tip. Like they are very big on that. Like some places in America where like we rest on the poverty line and they're just pretty much like asking for money from our homeless. Out here, it's more of like they prefer to do a service for you, so they feel like they're like earning it. And I think that was very commendable. So that's like some of the stuff I learned like being out here in Egypt, and yeah, it's been a great experience.